Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Create. So in the last episode we set up this absolutely amazing simple stock keeper, keeps all of our items nice and safe, and at the back we set up a really ugly looking cow farm. But what on earth is happening? So I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to right click here and give the deployer all of this wheat to feed the animals. So now this ugly thing is created, what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to make a wheat farm, just so we can have a sustainable amount of food come in for the cows. That just means it'll be a rotational circuit of just wheat for the cows and then the cows for the food for in here, and then we'll never need to touch this and it will literally just run on its own. Okay, so to make this, what we're going to need is we are going to need a couple of items. Okay, so what we're going to want to make is 4 harvesters. So that is, we'll put in 4 iron sheets, we need loads of andesite alloys, and we need 4 andesite casings, just like this, and this is the mechanical harvesters. The next thing we are going to make is a mechanical bearing, and to make that you need an andesite casing, you need a spruce slab, and andesite casing there, a spruce slab, and a shaft, and we only need 1 mechanical bearing. The next item we want to make is 2 portable storage interfaces, and to do that you need to make some chutes, which is just like this. One set like this makes 4 chutes, and that is all we need. And you take the 4 chutes and you get the andesite casing, and here we can make 2 portable storage interfaces. The next thing we're going to be making is a water wheel, so we only need 1 water wheel, and just make it with a shaft and wood surrounding. I'm going to need is a brass tunnel. You might not need this, it just depends on how you are building this, but I do need this. So this is how you make the brass tunnel. You need the electron tube, 2 brass ingots, and dried kelp. As you can see, I'm smelting up some kelp over here to make it dried, so then I can put it over here in the crafting table just like this to make some mechanical belts, and that will be the last thing that you need, along with some chests and some shafts. But to make all of this work, we do need glue. We need a bit of super glue, and to make super glue, let's type it up, and this is how you make super glue. So we need slime balls, but the easiest way to get slime balls is actually to make it just like this. So we need to create dough. How do we create dough? We need to make it into a mixer, and we can get that by milling. Milling is probably so much easier than crushing because we need a lot more things to make the actual crushing wheels. So for the early game, it is better to use a milling machine, and you just pop it in and out comes some wheat flour. So to make the milling machine, it is quite simple. All you need to do is andesite and a bit of andesite casing and a cogwheel just here, and that is how you make the millstone. Now what I've had to do is I've had to make a new water wheel, and I'm just going to temporarily place it right here, and I'm going to put it like this. It's just because if I add it onto any of my other things, they will become way too overstressed and will not work. So I'm just going to place this little cogwheel here and the millstone attached to that. And that is how you make the millstone work. It needs to have this rotational energy from this cogwheel. A small cogwheel, it cannot be a large cogwheel. Okay, so now I've got a couple pieces of wheat. I'm going to throw that in, and as you can see, it is currently getting milled, and all we have to do is wait. So get the wheat flour and your water bucket, and now we have a piece of dough, and I'm just going to keep doing that until I have enough. I believe 2 should be enough. Now the next thing that we need is the lime dye, and the way we need to get this is we haven't found any cactuses yet, so we cannot use the cactuses, but we can use something else, which are the ferns, which again we can find all over the place on the ground. So we just need to go around and harvest some of those, pop them in the milling machine, and then we'll get our green dye, and then we just need to use some white dye with that green dye to make the lime dye, and then we just need to put those 2 together, and that is how we get our slime balls. 32 should be more than enough, so let's just throw those in, and it is getting milled. And as you can see, the green dye is coming out. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. Now I'm going to take some of these bones and I'm going to change them into bone meal, which then again I can change them back into some white dye, and this is how we get our lime dye. Now what we want to do is we want to put the lime dye and the dough together to create our slime balls. Now to create the super glue, what you are going to need is 2 slime balls just here, 1 iron nugget and an iron sheet, and now we have our super glue which will hold everything all together. Now let's get started into making this. What I want to do is I want to make it on the same level as this, so I can connect the belt onto this one and just take it straight through into the item vault from this brass belt right here. So now what we're going to want to do is we want to go down on the section that you want. We're going to want to go down a couple of blocks. Now this is because we need to add our water source underneath, so we're going to want our water wheel. Just pop our water wheel right here. As you can see, it's not working because we need to add the water bucket. So just place a block here and stick the water bucket there, and it will go a certain direction. If you want to change the direction once it's finished, of course, all you need to do is you need to move this to the other side and let it go the other direction. But now we've got that, we want to pick up our shafts and we want to go up a few blocks just like this, so it is sitting on top like that. We put our mechanical bearing right there, but nothing is moving. But when I put something on top and then I right click it, now it will start spinning with the item on top, and you can right click it again to stop it. I'm just going to take this off because I do not want that there, but I'm just going to put some temporary blocks 1, 2, 3 and 4. What I'm going to want to do is I want to put the mechanical harvesters here. I can get rid of the back just here, and this is how far out it will go. Then what I want to do is I want to put a chest right here. Okay, so I went ahead and made some dark oak trapdoors. You can make whatever you want. I'm just going to put it right here, 1, 2, 3, and just so this can connect and start spinning the whole thing. This will all be attached into one, and then I want this portable storage interface facing not that way, this way, facing out. And what's going to happen is when it picks it all up, it will come into this chest and then into the portable storage interface. Then we want to come 1 and 2 blocks out, so we want to come to here and we want to pop another portable storage interface. So now these two will practically kiss, and it will take the items out from this all the way into this one, and then you can just pop a chute down and you can have item vaults. You can go put it straight through into a massive item vault, or I will be taking mine onto a belt and over. I might switch it up a little bit so it's just easier to get the belt connected onto over there, but of course you don't have to connect it to a belt or anything. I'm just doing that for my storage. But once you got it like this, that is pretty much all you have to do. But don't forget, we need to glue all of this together so it works as one whole. So we're going to right click the dark oak trapdoor, and you're going to drag it across just like this. Connect all of these together. You're going to connect all of these together, and you can just connect this onto here, and that should all be working as one whole thing. Just to make sure it's working, you can right click this and see if it all goes around together. And look at that, it does. Oh, but we have some blocks which are accidentally connected as well, which is fine because all you need to do is you just need to disconnect them. There we go, we just needed to disconnect it like that, and now we just got to reconnect that. Hopefully that isn't connected. Okay, that should be all good, so let's take a little see if it'll work. There we go. And basically what will happen is it will pick it all up and plant it all again, and they will kiss, and it will go into here and down, and wherever it goes it will go. So what I've done is I've moved the water wheel up one just so I can waterlog this shaft, and now I don't have to, you know, put little bits all over the place full of water, and it should, you know, fill up the whole entire area. So now if you take a piece of bone meal, there we go, as you can see it has grown, and this basically will take it in and it has dropped out just at the bottom. Here will be a belt connected to all of this for it to work. For mine, yours of course can be different, it's just how you make your farm. Okay, so what I've done for now is I've added all of this stuff. This will come up here very nice and slowly. It's not permanent, it is just what it is for now. And I have a weighted ejector, and this will go on here and it will shoot straight into the brass funnel down, and it will breed the animals. So I've connected all of this so it comes all from here and it will get sorted through this brass tunnel. I have filtered it just to make sure that only the wheat will go through this way, none of the seeds or anything else, and everything else will carry on and travel all the way through and just come straight through this way. And that's all. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how to make a saw. So it's just, you need 3 iron sheets, the iron ingot, and an andesite casing. And then you're going to come over to this tree. This is what we're going to be doing for now, because we don't have the automated tree farm. But it's quite simple. So you're going to put this here, and rotate it, and you're going to take the hand crank that we made ages ago, and you're just going to just hold it, and just watch the whole tree just absolutely plummet. It's just so quick and so simple. And this is what we're going to be doing to get some of our building materials for the house that we're finally going to make. Now, the perks of the new Minecraft update means that we can go into trial chambers and we can get copper, as the whole entire trial chamber is made of copper. So this just made making our builds 10 times easier. I have got loads of clay, loads of wax copper, and if I need any more, of course I could just go back and get some. But that was a very good trip and very worth it. Now what I'm going to do before we get started is I'm going to make a quick little smelting machine that can smelt all of our clay balls. Of course not the clay blocks, otherwise it will turn into something different. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So I'm going to come down here, and of course you know the drill. We are going to make a water wheel and put it down here, give it some rotational energy. Then I'm going to grab a shaft, put that one up, and then of course I need a gearbox. Slap the gearbox on, make sure it is facing the right way. Of course it never does it right. Then you're going to want to get some large cogwheels and some small cogwheels. You want to put the large one on first, the small one up here, then you got this, and then you want to put a large one, an andesite casing, and then a small one. And as you can see, it is changing into the different colors. So we had the green one, and then now we got the blue one. You want to do that again, and then you want to put the andesite casing there. Oh, don't put that there. You want to put it above. And as you can see, as we're doing this, it is getting faster and faster each time. And I only have one more, so let's just, there we go. And it has turned into the blue one. I do believe we can go 1 or 2 more times, but this is 100% enough. Then I'm going to pop my encased fan. You see how quickly it is going, but it is going the wrong way. As you can see, it is pulling the air in. We want it pushing the air out. So all we need to do is we need to grab our bucket, pick up the water, and change the direction. Now it is blowing the air out. What we're going to do is we're going to leave 1, 2, and 3 spaces. Put a random block, any block that you want, and grab a campfire. And you put the campfire down. As you can see, it is, burning. Okay, so that didn't seem to be working. So instead, I've just got a bucket of lava, and this definitely should do the trick. Alright, I got to open that up, and I will just place right in front, and let's see if this works. There we go. See, that was actually really quick as well, and it has made our 13 bricks, and we can just close that off just so we don't get hurt. Okay, so now we pretty much have the majority of everything. We just need to go get some more deep slate, but that can be done in another episode because that is mostly just the roof and a little bit of touches here and there. But we are going to get started on this build, so enjoy this time lapse.